from. Zach was on the verge of a panic attack trying to process what we just witnessed. "I can't believe I missed that," Tyler said after we filled him in on the situation. He was apparently in the bathroom when all the excitement was happening. "I bet Zach's face was priceless." Hearing that, Zach stormed out of the room, slamming the door behind him, face bright red with embarrassment. Not only did he hate that someone had to save him, it was worse that almost everyone in the casino witnessed it. "You know how he gets," John said as he jabbed Tyler in the side. "Let him cool down. I'm going back out to the casino. And please don't destroy the room while I'm gone, guys." Before leaving, I ordered some room service. Hey, if it's free, I might as well take advantage of it. When I got to the lobby, an older woman, accompanied by the manager, was walking through the doors. The man at the front desk gave a gentle smile as he acknowledged her. "It's good to see you again, ma'am. Your usual room is ready for you." "Alex, I'd like you to meet Mrs. Rose. It's extremely rare to have one ace of hearts here, let alone two at once," the manager said cheerfully as he took a step back, allowing Mrs. Rose to get her better look at me. She shook my hand as I introduced myself. Strong but gentle," she seemed to almost whisper. Excuse me? Sorry, I didn't hear you." "Oh, your hands. They're strong but gentle, just like... Here, could you be a dear and walk me to my room?" "Oh, sure." As the words left my mouth, her arm looped around mine and we walked towards the elevator. As the door shut, Mrs. Rose spoke. "I do love this place. Even if I'm not gambling, they treat me so well. However, you do have to be careful. This place shows you the truth of a person." Oh, who am I going on and on? Sorry to sidetrack you, but the manager is a bit overprotective when it comes to me. He's a kind man. A strange one, but kind. After escorting Mrs. Rose, I finally made my way back to the casino. And I stared at the games as I decided, how about roulette? "And how are we doing today, sir? Ready to win, I hope?" The dealer practically radiated energy as he spoke. I couldn't help but smile as I placed my bet. And my heart nearly skipped a beat when I saw it. I swear it did when the dealer said red 7. "Wait, what? How much?" I shouted in shock after I was informed of my winnings. Several thousand off of one game. I only bet 100. I cashed in half my winnings and decided on blackjack next. My heart was pounding as the words hit me left my mouth. The 7 that landed on my 3 and ace caused me to jump out of my chair. Yes! God damn it! The man in an expensive suit shouted as he stormed away from the table, pissed off. I decided at that point it was time to cash out. When... "Hey, boss! Done already?" Chester said as he stared deeply into my eyes. A little too close for comfort. "Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before I start losing. Quit while I'm ahead and use my winnings to play again tomorrow." His smile seemed almost unnatural when I said that. "Well, seems like you got a good plan, unlike one of your buddies." "Well, this is none of my business. Have a good one, boss. I gotta go see the big man. Seems like he's calling for me now." The speakers crackled to life as the manager's radio voice burst out of them.
"Chester, to my office, please."
Chester gave me a cheeky wink and walked off. After cashing out for the last time that day, I ran into John and Tyler. "Hey, Alex, how's your luck been? I've been winning here and there, but nothing crazy," John said with a big smile on his face. I can say that I've at least doubled my money." Tyler hadn't won anything, but fortunately he wasn't using any money he needed to live. Zach, however, was hitting rock bottom like he was trying to find the basement. And of course, he was nowhere to be found. Motherfucker! I stand corrected. Zach reeked of booze and was shaking like he was going to explode when we found him in front of the high limit room. He had bet everything he had and lost miserably. As John tried to calm him down, we found out the extent of his stupidity. You bet a house your parents gifted you? Don't you rent that out to a family? How much of a colossal jackass can you fucking be? John and Tyler were shocked that I was the one yelling. But what he said next pissed me off to my core. Calm down. Not like I bet my own house. Who cares if some random people lose their home? I cared. And so did my fists, apparently, because they connected with Zach's face a couple of times before John, Tyler, and some big guy in a suit pulled me away. Hey, easy now. You don't want the manager seeing that, would ya? The man in the suit asked as he loomed over us. This guy looked like Al Capone's buff cousin. A large hand with multiple rings rested on my shoulder as he smiled at me. You got a mean right hook. If you ever think about being a boxer, give me a call. My cousin runs a gym. He said as he handed me a card that read, Big Mikey's Cleaners, where the toughest stains don't stand a chance.
You trying to recruit my guests again, Mikey?
The manager's radio voice oozed out from behind Mikey with venom. Have you ever witnessed something that caused every asshole in the area to pucker? I hadn't until that moment. What? No, I was just making sure they were enjoying themselves. One of them tripped and I was just helping him back up. What? No, I was just making sure they were enjoying themselves. One of them tripped and I was just helping them up. The fear in Mikey's voice was palpable. The manager looked us over and focused on Zach. Zach, my boy, I will need to have a word with you later. If you'll excuse me for now, I have business with this charming mountain of muscle and class. Zach tried to swing at me the moment we got to the room. However, John and Tyler put an end to that faster than started. Enough of the macho bullshit. You fucked up, and honestly, you deserve it. John scolded as Zach grabbed his stuff. So what, everyone's against me now? Why do you care if some random people get kicked out? It's not my fault they couldn't afford to buy a house. Words from a spoiled rich kid. The words oozed out my mouth like bile. I could have sworn there was a hint of something else in my voice too. Zach was honestly shocked by the statement. The pregnant silence that followed was broken by a knock at the door. Something deep inside my subconscious screamed at me to stay completely still, as if some primal fear had just been triggered. Alex, is Zach in there? I'd like a word with him, the manager's normal voice called from the other side of the door. We reviewed the security footage and found that the individual that caused all the commotion yesterday was in fact cheating. It would leave a bad taste in my mouth to not make this right. So, all of your losses, including today, will be refunded along with the winnings from yesterday's game. You have my sincerest apologies. Now, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I have other matters to attend to. In one fluid motion, he stood up, and before his foot hit the ground, he was already in the hall, closing the door behind him. It was like reality lagged for a split second. After the manager left, Zach dropped his bag and plopped himself on the couch. The hell do you think you're doing? I asked as he flipped through the movies on TV. He looked at me with genuine confusion as he replied, I'm chilling. You heard him. Everything is good now. No need to be hostile. I'd had enough. He still hadn't learned his lesson. I grabbed him off the couch and kicked him out of the room as John opened the door. What the fuck? Come on, guys, this isn't funny. Fine, fuck you guys. I don't need you anyway. I'll go hit the casino without you. Something woke me up late that night. And after tossing and turning, I decided I needed to get some air. Sitting on the hood of my car, I watched the stars. I must have gotten lost in my stargazing because I didn't notice the manager stepped outside. He was just watching the sky as I did. So I decided to simply mind my business. After some time had passed, several cars suddenly screeched into the parking lot, and a group of men piled out of them. They surrounded the manager while he simply smiled and watched them. The guy that nearly gutted Zach stepped up yelling, "Not so big now, are you? Now that fancy casino of yours belongs to us. You'll listen if you know what's good for you." An ungodly screech of radio feedback forced everyone to cover their ears as the manager finally spoke. His voice, it was both voices talking at once. I could feel the rage radiating out of him. The simple tone making the statement of, "You have the audacity to say that to me."
You fucking dare? This is my domain, and it seems like you need to be taught why I am the boss here.
I dove behind the car when the guns came out. I didn't hear a single shot, however, but I felt the ground rumble and I heard the screams with the sounds of flesh and bone being torn apart.